Hello and welcome to Colorado Mesa Esports. We are watching an Overwatch game this week. We are doing Overwatch Colorado Mesa Gold versus William Jewell University. I'm Monochrome. I'm one of the casters.
I'm Jared. I'm the other one.
We are starting on Ilios. This is Shrine, I believe. I'm not too sure about that. It looks like we have an issue on the stream where the universities need to be flipped. There we go.
There we go.
That looks about right. So for William Jewell, we have Scarce, Fireball, Lulanza, Luna, and Enna. For Colorado Mesa, we have Sasquatch, Wolfie, Order 16, Rat, and Larkspur.
There is water everywhere.
And
Not a
some
secret.
interesting picks coming out to start.
In the desert,
I feel like I don't often see the Zarya pick as the initial pick, especially on this map where there's a lot of ability to move around and move people around.
You think with a Juno Genji, they would, like Juno Genji Venture, they would go with a more high mobility tank, but maybe the goal is to get Zarya in quickly.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a terrible idea to pick a high mobility character like Genji or something with your Zarya tank, and your Zarya tank can bubble that, build a lot of charge, and keep you alive. On the other side, we have an Orisa. And again, this is kind of the polar opposite. The Orisa is very stable, so is the Zen, Soldier. They're all kind of very slow backline.
It's high sustain though. It's good at healing with a dive team, so we'll see if maybe that plays against Mesa in this situation. Oh, and Larkspur goes down first. That's first blood for William Jewell on the Orisa Luna body. So they will be down for now, but it looks like they're going to trade DPSs. So
Trade DPS. The first support goes down too. That's Larkspur switching to Cassidy already.
probably giving it to them.
I think the poke style is they're losing to the poke style, so now they don't have to try and outpoke the longer range ability.
So for now, William Jewell will have the point excessive. We can see that Plasma Color has very high fight in the season. We can use it to push in a bit. Larkspur can come down for basically team fight. Looks like Luna's about to go down. But you see that they're managing to really do a great job at keeping teams separated, and it looks like someone's down here as well, and that looks like Jewell by Colorado Mesa, having the point at about 44%.
Still, I really like that. It worked really well to just get that 44%. They're already going to have the ability to reset for a team fight, and they'll have Zen ult coming online. They're a little bit behind Colorado Mesa.
Do not panic.
Yeah, I mean, they're about even right now. You know, we probably will see a big full fight coming up within the next 1 or 2 team fights for sure. Right now, it's just a lot of poke damage, trying to get each other out of position. And we see with already gone down half on shields. And Pyrorack does go down. And there goes Grab goes out, but Zenel is there to counter.
There wasn't a lot of follow-up in that and now you can already see that
The Reaper's
Colorado
going
Mesa
in.
being forced back. They're already going to cap point again.
The General does go out, and the heavy open has to dive towards the Prophet, and that's the Reaper ult. It looks like they are going to push back, not able to cover the General ult, or this is
Reset. And now we're looking at very we've got Nano Blade on Colorado Mesa, and we've got
ooh, it looks like Sasquatch nearly went down with the time and seeing the Reaper one. And it looks like Colorado Mesa is trying to push back in, but there is the DPS going in the backline. There's a Soldier ult taking out Wolfie. But they managed to get two sides.
I think the danger here is
Pyrorack does go down, but I think they're still
there.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the danger. That was what caused them to lose the point.
So Pyrorack did go down in the team fight, but Colorado Mesa managed to pick off 3 and get half the point. We can see the swap to Echo. You know, hopefully that'll be a little bit easier to deal with the Orisa. However, I don't know how that will do against the Soldier. You know, it's a pity. And see Gravel goes up again, and it looks like he's good hard. So, they're looking at this ult, and that takes out Sasquatch.
Early in the fight, and then support. This is likely to turn back to William Jewell.
CMU really only has one more big fight until, you know, the point gets taken and the map, they lose this first map.
We burned Nano there, we burned pretty much everything. We already burned Blade.
Yeah.
Ult economy also not looking good.
They really need to push the heal or else they're just going to lose time. And Kyrat goes down again, however, also just get the touch, but it does look like he goes down.
Had to overextend to get the touch.
Larkspur having to back out, but maybe he'll get on a touch again. You can see PP going in, he does get on a touch. And he does have a Death Blossom, but he uses, he dies right as he uses it.
Not enough.
And it looks like the first map of Ilios will go to William Jewell. So if you don't know how the NACE games work, it is the first to 3 overall. So CMU can come back from this. This isn't a point for William Jewell yet. It's simply just the first point on Ilios going to them. So it's best of 5, first to 3 in most cases.
We play one of each type of match, starting on 3-point capture.
Yeah.
Then I believe it is hybrid.
After that, it's kind of up to them. Or it's kind of up to the team's discretion. The loser picks map. Usually will be hybrid, and then Flashpoint, I believe, is the usual 3. But yeah. So we'll see if Colorado Mesa will manage to take this point on.
To the Rhine.
I think Ryan hasn't been too meta recently, but
gone back to the venture and into a jump. On the other hand, William Jewell has switched to passing, getting away from that return.
we'll see how Cassidy working with. There are a lot of really good high grounds on this map, which can benefit for both Junkrat and.
I think I like
Ooh! And Arista goes off the map. Fire Rat goes down, but they also lose the tank on Jewel's side. Ooh, Larkspur in a really good situation. A little sketchy situation, but he manages to get the kill and get out. That's a really good first team fight from Colorado Mesa, managing to cap the point.
I think it's thanks to that line switch. I think the safety of allowing Larkspur to get close using that Rhine shield before using any of their abilities lets Larkspur kind of really operate and really do some well. We've got a switch to Ramatra here.
And there's also a switch to Echo from Junkrat, so we'll see how that plays out. That's a really nice spot for Multis going on the high ground there. We can see another team fight starting to pop out. We'll see if they manage to push past this Reinhardt or if they're going to get stalled out in the choke. We see Ramatra trying to push in.
Larkspur's waiting for somebody to get close. That Discord.
Ryan does get low, and so does Orgus and Steam with Zenyatta. A lot of people on CMU are very low compared to William Jewell, but it looks like...
No one's going down. No actual conversion.
Ooh, and
there we go.
Yeah.
That might force everybody back.
You know, they're even right now in terms of numbers, but losing the tank is going to lose a lot of... Oh, looks like Orgus team is trying to hold out, staying on point.
That's a
good pick, yeah.
I think that's enough to maybe move in on.
And there goes
going for it.
Soldier does go down, and that means, ooh, if they can get the green out. That was a really good play. Mesa being able to push that out.
It's just the spawns there that let that happen because Colorado Mesa, it was such a close fight, but Colorado Mesa died first. They actually get the advantage in the long run, the fact that they can come back from that. We now have lots of ult, an amazing shatter. Oh my goodness, comboed with the excavation from Venture.
And that's going to be a team kill. That's a great play.
Total team wipe, a great ult combo.
Great play by Sasquatch Larkspur, getting the big 4-man shatter going into the excavation, getting basically all of William Jewell. And they still have 3 ults up for this next fight. That was a really great combo, really good play there. And, they need to get... Ooh, and there's the final ult.
The pin off the map. So worth it. You trade tanks and you take away the Ramatra ult. We got both Zen ults going off. We've also got a
Nano going off
from the Echo for another Zen ult. This is kind of
they need us. William needs to be able to stay on point, or else Mesa will get this point of the map. And it looks like the second round's gonna go to Colorado Mesa, taking it into the third one on Ilios well for the tiebreaker for the first map. I think it was that Shatter excavation that really won them there. That was huge.
Was amazing.
Really impressive gameplay by both sides for that map.
My question is, do we see Roadhog?
Maybe.
Everybody loves to do the road.
We see the diva.
We see a diva Junkrat.
Diva Junkrat. Both of those are great picks for trying to get boobs. Obviously, there's the Zenyatta, and there's a diva match on Colorado Mesa's side.
Yeah,
So,
they're
I
both,
mean,
both going to diva.
you can still get boobs with diva. We'll see. We'll see if Lark can get another one off the map. Not major changes so far. Mostly just the changes on tanks. And we do see Junkrat coming out on William Jewell's side, so maybe that'll also be good for getting people out of position off the map.
I think it can be kind of hard as a diva to deal with a Junkrat, just because Junkrat's projectile is long arcing projectiles. So you kind of have to turn away from other Junkrat's like the
And they're already managing to push William Jewell off of high ground, hitting Echo. Luna going in, Luna getting very low, maybe getting out of mech, we shall see. Okay, Luna goes out of mech, Junkrat gets very low, Junkrat goes out.
Pyro doing so much damage from the aerial view, just on all those people after they lose that diva protection, is just so strong.
And, you know, this map in general is a very good line of sight for characters like Echo or anyone who wants to play on that. Echo, Pharah, all of them. Obviously, you can go in the buildings, but it's not great if you're trying to get on point. So, Echo, I feel like is going to be a huge value here. We can see Larkspur on the flank here getting... Oh, the soldier goes off the map, but so does Lark.
That seems to be Mesa's mentality right now. I'll go down, but I'll take you with me.
Well, Mesa has the first map on the point, however it looks like they are trying to push in. The Reaper getting some poke damage, same with the Juno. You can see the Diva's going in, Diva getting very low. Sasquatch having to run out of mech. That Discord orb did a lot of damage there. But ooh. You see Luna also went out of mech there, however they decided to kill a lot easier. And
Scared going crazy with that that Reaper getting up close. As soon as those Diva shields was down, that was just so much damage.
Easy pushing.
Ult-wise, there's a lot of ults on both sides. Colorado Mesa almost has all 5 ults, and in this next fight, all 5 ults will be in play. William Jewell
Diva bomb already
has
goes
Diva.
out. Yeah,
That's
she's
mech
back
call.
in mech. Yeah.
Yeah, that's mech call actually. We have
Sasquatch is going in on Diva. We're seeing the 1v1 on high ground right now, seeing how that goes. We can see Larkspur also here to help out the Divas. They managed to push Diva out of high ground, and Juno is not caught out alone. We'll see if Juno does go down here. And Pyrat is doing some poke damage in the back, but Pyrat does go down. We'll see. Diva might go out of mech here or not, but she does have to back out. And there goes Excavation. Getting the Zenyatta and the soldier down using Excavation. It's a great ult again by Lark. They have pinged the Reaper on high ground. We'll see if Scarce has to get out of there or if he can stay up there taking damage. And Scarce does go down.
Because the comps are so similar, the difference is you're ending up with these kind of 1v1s where you've got Fireball and Pyro Wrath going at each other, and you've got Scare and Larkspur both getting heavy value against the team.
Yeah.
And I think very strong value for both of them. An early Diva bomb takes out Fireball before the fight really starts, and Larkspur gets more value.
That was kind of a very scrappy fight from both teams. However, briefly gets picked up from William Jewell, having taken it back out. They spot the Reaper on high ground again, and Scarce goes down.
Yep.
So it's going to be rough for them not catching the wave. However, it seems like Zen and Reaper might go together, and that will be first point. William Jewell does not able to touch, and the first map goes to Colorado Mesa.
Good comeback from Colorado Mesa after losing first point.
And Larkspur,
I think we all know what this is.
There we
The
go.
Line Shatter.
Yeah, you see the shatter go out, and there you go.
Excavation initiation.
Big 5K. Huge plays by Larkspur. That was a great ult. So the next map will most likely be hybrid, picked by the losers. That was really good from both teams. They both put up a great fight there. We saw great fights on both sides.
Very strong from William Jewell there.
Yeah.
I don't even... The Ramatra switch didn't get a lot of value, but I think
Not
it was
really.
the right call. I think it would have worked. I think the key thing there that almost could have won them was the Ramatra, and the fact that that got taken out of play by that Rhine charge off the cliff was so unfortunate for them.
And Ramacha, I don't know how much it is now, but he used to be a huge rank counter. Still probably is to some extent.
He is.
Could have been.
They went through that nerf that prevented his ultimate from going through shield, and then they
Came back from
undid
it.
it again,
Yeah.
and his ultimate does go through shield.
You know,
I think that's why Colorado Mesa was so desperate to and willing to sacrifice their own tank just to get rid of that Ramatra ult.
yeah.
Because in and of itself, just having that Ramatra ult was already enough to remove the tank. I think it was a brilliant call from Willie and Jewell. Just an amazing kind of counter concept from Colorado Mesa just to
Push them off. Yeah. Get them going.
Yeah, lose the tanks for each other.
And, you know, it ended up being the right call, seeing how that point did go to CMU in the end. Just not having that Ramacho to push in, it made it quite a struggle. So I think they're still picking maps right now. We shall see. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that Orisa on point 1 was very, very strong.
Yeah.
I'm almost a little bit disappointed I didn't see them return to that sort of Orisa form on third point. It's hard to play Orisa on that second point with all those cliffs, edges, and just not a lot of space to work with.
It looks like the second map is going to be Eichenwald, which that's a very interesting map pick. I don't know a lot of teams who do like that map.
It's a acquired taste, a very classic map, all the way from back in Overwatch 1.
But we'll see, because there is that very, very mean choke right at first point with the bridge.
Yep.
And then there's just a lot more continuing throughout, making it a very, very hard map for a lot of teams to attack on.
Yep, and probably why William Jewell, who picked the map, are also picking their defensive side of their first side.
Yeah.
Just to try and see if they can completely stall out that choke. I'm interested to see what picks they have agent-wise. I want to... The Bastion Zarya, interesting.
You know, that Bastion Zarya Corp is a very mean combination.
Yeah, that's a very strong point holder.
Yeah.
You really do just hold a lot of space with that.
That's going to be great at just keeping them stalled, especially at that first very mean choke point. We'll see.
I'm curious
we can
if
see
that
Mesa
ham
with
is
a... Yeah.
I feel like that's a bit of a troll.
This is a very, well, I mean, Honey in general, Sasquatch in general tends to play a lot of very heavy characters. He does like playing ball, playing Doomfist a lot. We saw a lot of Doomfist last season from him. So maybe it'll work here.
The way I could see ball working is there's that swing you can do that just gets you over the top of the buildings and into the back line. We are going to go for it, and right there.
There we go, yeah.
Yep.
My only worry with the ball is the turret.
Kind of alerted you to it. That Discord orb.
This is going to be a bit rough for Honey or for Sasquatch to get in and get out here, but his team has been pushing in.
That distracted the enemy so much.
Yeah, and he managed to get out. You can see a lot of Larkspur going down early. Pyrat also goes down there.
That turret survived
and Order
very
15
long.
goes down. However, they do get scarce on Torbjorn out. We'll see if they manage to capitalize on the Torbjorn.
They still have a lot of good damage with the Bastion there, and
yeah.
It looks like that's going to force a delay in Colorado Mesa's attack. They've got to back off here.
That could have been a really good first push. However, that Torbjorn turret did kind of alert them early. We can see another fight starting.
Yeah, you can see Colorado's very desperate to hold that sort of choke area. Position everybody there instead of backing all the way off. They don't want to allow that choke to entirely...
You see Larkspur going out. Sasquatch getting very low. Pyrat does go down. However, they do lose their Geno in the process. Sasquatch does go down.
We're dying to turret.
Yeah.
Again, you're going to see Colorado Mesa, they don't want to back all the way up, but they're going to reset to this choke here, trying to maintain the space on the choke.
And we do see a swap to Echo. Hopefully that'll be able to help with the turret, being able to poke that out before it becomes too much of an issue. I'm surprised we haven't seen a ball swap yet, but we can see Honey going, or Sasquatch going back into the back line here.
Again. Then again.
Yeah, we'll see he's pulling distractions here, losing HP, however, going out pretty quickly. Yeah, and there goes
on top of finding this. Great job from Lily Zeno here, just looking for that ball, flipping and finding that ball right away. Not letting them get any value.
There's the ball swap. I was guessing we're going to see it soon.
Yeah.
When we swap to Zarya, that's going to make it a lot easier to just force your way through that choke. But we'll see how it ends up going.
Unfortunately, I think Williams did a good job here. They've almost got a full reset on the choke. It's hard to get out.
They also have a lot of ults coming up where Colorado Mesa has been swapping a lot. They don't have much. They really only have their supports and Larkspur. We can see Nano does go out here. However, the Zenyatta does use his strength, and there's a Scorpion ult, and Larkspur is the first to go out. They do get the turret down. We'll see, maybe that's going to help with their push.
That turret from Spear is giving a lot more value.
Fire Rat does go down.
Colorado Mesa isn't dealing with it fast enough.
And they are going to back out here, wait for a reset, wait for their team to come back, and hopefully, get it in this last push. They still have some time left. They still have about a minute on the clock.
Again, they're still doing a good job. Colorado's doing a good job of staying in front of this choke, preventing them from fully recapturing this choke. Zarya building up a lot of charge on the side of Colorado Mesa.
Yeah, we see Zarya has a lot of high charge. They are going to have to start pushing in soon. However, you see the Reaper up there with the Death Blossom ready.
Got such a good timing on the Jewell. You
Yeah,
can see
it's
Colorado
really
Mesa
good.
holds all the way back, has to reset.
And there
Not
goes
only
Fire
that,
Rat dying to the Bastion ult.
Yep. The artillery barrage from far away.
They probably have one, maybe two more fights left to try to even get a tick on the point. If not, they're going to
Fire
hold.
Rat going to the Genji.
Okay, that could be good. That could be a lot better.
Getting a little
pressuring
bit
the
of
back line.
dive.
We do see Juno ult up here. This could be huge for them pushing in, and we can see the CMU is on the move and a big push. We see the ghost grab. Ooh,
Death Blossom.
there we go.
Death Blossom on the grab. Well, a great combo of classic all the way back down to the left one.
Death Blossom, Juno, and Grabo all at once. Really great job at just clearing out that team, and CMU will get to first choke here, pushing them onto the
It
payload
would be
section
really
of the
hard to
map.
deny them here. You can
Yeah.
see the Juno's already backing off, just trying to get ready for the next team fight. I think they're going to try and hold the door here, see if they can prevent what's going on from the door. Still, that was a good amount of time waste from William Jewell. I think they had a great plan there to hold it. I wonder if we'll see, now that we're outside of that choke, if we'll see Scare or Fireball switching. I think Scare's definitely going to try and get
Scarce,
their
yeah,
ult first.
there we go. And Scarce does go down. Larkspur and Fire Rat managing to get the pick on him, taking control of this very crucial high ground for the second point. We see them fighting the Zarya by themselves. They are going to have to back out. However, Bastion does go down. So does Zenyatta. Great picks overall. They're managing to push back another very oppressive choke. Because that high ground can be very, very hard to push past on most cases. But they're managing to handle it very well in CMU, keeping them off that high ground, keeping them pushed back. We can see Larkspur maybe overextending here. Both of the DPS very forward in their spawn. However, they don't seem to be punished much for it, and they are. And William Jewell is getting pulled back very much in castle as CMU just continues to push for free. And you see Pyro Rat backing out, finally getting the push. This is also a very big choke.
Yeah, up until now, this sort of stretch that Colorado Mesa claims is the easy part of the offense. This entire thing, that is the easy part.
We can see a really great
blade.
blade. Does get shut down early, however, it probably will be enough.
Yes, is down. That's so difficult to recover.
However, Zarya is
Can't
going to go
do
down,
anything.
and there's a Zen, and that was a very good ult by CMU, waiting for Zen to use his strength, which he did very early on, and then Pyrat coming in with a very good blade. Even if he did go down pretty early, he still managed to get a lot of value by doing just a lot of damage and getting that kind of pressure on.
And now is where
Another
really
big choke,
tackles
yeah.
this is the last part of it. These
Yeah.
last points on any of the hybrid maps are so difficult.
Very,
The spawns are so advanced.
And we see Gravel coming out on the side of CMU, see if there's any value out, but they do manage to get 2 from that, and that's going to...
It's going to be a reset on the team fight. That might be dangerous because it might be hard to touch here. That's very well timed in just the fact that
William
getting the
Jewell will
ability
get
to
wave
touch.
respawn though, so all 4 are going to be up at the same time.
Yeah.
Hopefully that gives them another chance to maybe get a touch on, but you can see the Juno ult coming out, and
Yeah.
it's just hard to push in there. And that's
Death
a great
Blossom
Death
making
Blossom
it
by
near
Larkspur.
impossible.
And
And Colorado Mesa will take map 2 as well.
they still have defense. We'll see if William Jewell manages to play offense here.
I
But
forgot about
You're-
Sorry, I was so wrapped up in the moment.
So you can see CMU gets all 3 points with 1 minute and 40 seconds left on the clock. Something you would not expect, seeing how the start of it was going. Just capturing that first
Yeah,
point.
they got down to nearly 30 seconds
About,
before they
yeah.
were before they captured.
There's old Reinhardt. Well, not Reinhardt, but
Reinhardt
enough.
Master.
Yeah. So we'll see if William Jewell manages to do as well, and if we're going to go into overtime, or if Colorado Mesa can hold them off and hold those choke points that we've talked about. Because, we didn't see much happen on the second point. The DPS did a really great job from CMU holding them off, and we can see Sigma, which is going to be Sigma Junkrat, very good for spamming down those chokes.
I like the idea from William Jewell here. the Mei, the idea is very clearly what Mei's going to do is if we look at the choke,
Yeah.
just from like a top-down point of view, we can see that the there's that big line of sight where where William Jewell was setting up the turret, and where you can see Zenyatta on Colorado Mesa hanging out. That is such an annoying line of sight. It prevents so much value from getting out of the choke.
Yeah.
But a Mei wall in and of itself is even stronger than a barrier for getting out of that choke. So I believe that is their plan. They're going to wall off those sorts of angles, either the left one or the right one, and make their way out of the choke.
And that's hopefully going to be really useful for dealing with a Junkrat Sigma who just spammed down choke, and you see the Bastion as well. Hopefully that will be able to help out, but they take a lot of damage. Yeah. We see Luna got very low, Scare Scott very low
putting
there.
in work to keep him alive.
There goes the Mei wall out.
Mei wall. Yep, that's just to close some distance, but Junkrat's got a nice little peek through.
Oh, that's a really mean
great
choke.
spear.
Ooh. Research does get very low. Fireball and Luna both getting very low, having to back out. That was a great spear by Luna, getting that Junkrat out of position. But we can see that CMU has managed to reposition as William Jewell had to back out due to the amount of damage they were taking.
The swap for the Juno from the Moira. I'm not sure what triggered that. What made them...
Speed break could be very good for getting past chokes. If they can just overwhelm it, go as quickly as they can past those hard points, it can be very
I think you're
useful.
right. I think that's why they wanted to swap. Moira's got the good healing, but I think they really wanted to swap.
Ooh, Pyro gets very low but gets saved by Order 16. We do see Pyre up right now. Maybe that could be a play. Scarce does go down. That's question. I think we can see
Pyrat getting an early tire in.
We'll
see if
see.
they can
Oh,
get
and
an amazing spear to stop it.
that spear did a lot to keep them
Luna has been
Fireball up.
killer with the spears. They've been nailing targets perfectly, just stunning them at the right moments.
They've done really good in general on Mesa. I feel like that's a very good character for them. We see Sigma picking up a lot here, getting punched, but however, Fireball does go down, and Luna soon follows. They're doing a really good...
Sigma Absorb is very, very strong. We've seen Larkspur get off the Venture. We know Larkspur's favorite is the Venture. But we've seen Larkspur get off the Venture in favor of the Bastion. Again, kind of doing that same sort of strat William Jewell did to stop.
Just holding that choke.
Fireball switching over to the Sojourn. That could get a lot of value. If they could get an early pick from that long run trail gun, they could really start to execute into sight.
And that could also be really good at shutting off Pyro Rat. You know, with the Sojourn bubble, it can be really good at keeping his choke, his power off. And we can see the Sigma ult going out, doing a lot of damage, getting all of them. The Mei and Luna goes down early. We see the late Zenyatta ult, unfortunately.
A little too late. I also think Larkspur got in there and ulted into the back line. You got Luna switching over to Lamatra. I don't hate it.
I think it could be good.
I think that's a good pick.
And you know, since it's not
the
working,
only thing I'm slightly disappointed about, those spears from Luna have been killer. If Luna can get the same
goes down very
value.
early there. Again, that's just the spam of Junkrat Sigma is brutal. Fireball also goes down here. We can see William Jewell still trying to push him, try to hold some space, but they're just getting so pushed back by Pyro.
Yeah.
You can see Sasquatch jumping in front of him, maybe to try to help. You can see a Juno ult go out by Enna.
Teams behind it, they're a little bit late.
You see Pyre go out. Ooh, that could be, and there goes Luna. However, Pyrat does go down by the
life, but still taking out the tank for a DPS is almost always worth it. You only have one tank, you have two DPS.
You can see Mei trying to push in, however Mei gets blocked, and Zen does go down due to the Mei's ice wall. We can see Sasquatch is kind of cornered out here from his supports, but however, Lark does come in and help.
Larkspur just able to, I think he had to fight his way through that wall. Through the wall, but able to get around the wall in time.
We can see a swap to Zarya Pharah, which again could be good at getting
I think at this point,
Fireball does go down early.
I expect to see that Pharah go over the building and see you try half point because they're going to run low on time here.
Unless William Jewell can manage to do that get behind. We can see them holding up very, very close right now, getting both Zarya and Zenyatta out. Pharah is on point though. We'll see if the supports can deal with the supports do manage to take out Pharah.
To take out the Pharah.
Yep, and that will be that map will go to CMU winning Eichenwald. That was a really good defense from CMU. Those just spamming down the chokes is there's not much you can do about it.
Sigma's so good at that sort of.
And we have Pyrat player of the game. We're guessing he's probably one of his hires.
I'm not even sure if it's gonna be one of his
Oh
tires.
no, or not. Okay.
You got a lot of value outside of that tire. Just
Yeah.
spamming bombs around that corner.
Yeah, they, like I was saying, did a really good job of holding those chokes. Pyro-Rat,
I like all the different experiments William Jewell was running to try and get past it.
yeah.
I think what I would have liked to see is on William Jewell's defensive half, I think they needed to reclaim that choke. Colorado Mesa never really gave up that choke. They had that choke almost the entire time. And I think the problem for William Jewell is they just were so close to being able to get that choke all the way.
Yeah.
But they couldn't get past the choke. And if I think William Jewell could have held that choke, pushed up when they had the advantage in team numbers, pushed back to force that choke back a little bit more.
Yeah.
I think they could have held it at one point, and who knows, it just becomes who can capture that first point then.
Yeah, Eichenwald in general is known to be a very brutal map to push on, quite frankly. It's very tough for a lot of teams, especially on attack, 'cause there's just choke after choke after choke. And we can see CMU did a great job at, abusing that choke, being able to hold them down, just spamming down any of the close corners where you can't really see them, but they will see you. William Jewell did the same thing for a long time, managing to hold them off. But CMU just figured out what worked. They managed to get that one really good push right at the end there, and they just managed to keep going from after that.
I think I think it's credit where credit's due. I think William Jewell almost stopped Colorado Mesa the same way that Colorado Mesa stopped William Jewell in the end. I think it was an extremely close match. It all just came down to that first point. Although the scoreline will say that 3-0 with the checkpoint and the reaching of the end, and with a minute 40 on the clock, that was all just the payload push. Once you get to the payload push on Eichenwald, especially that first checkpoint, it's really nice to the offense.
Becomes a lot more manageable.
And it's just that last choke where William Jewell got caught out a little bit, just by I think it was the ult economy that really let Colorado Mesa take that last point so quickly. But overall, I think William Jewell was super close to winning that one. I can see why they picked it.
Yeah, they did really good job. CMU, once they picked up that momentum, they kind of just kept going. But William Jewell did a really, really good job. Both, even on attack, they had a lot of good moments. They just didn't manage to deal with Pyro-Rat mainly. Pyro-Rat and on the Bastion was
Pyro-Rat, and particularly, I think the other big problem was the Sigma.
The Sigma on high ground, yeah.
Yep. Just on the high ground, being able to put that shield below him and just enable his team while still doing that consistent poke damage and a good amount of it too.
He was getting a lot of kills,
tanks. I think it's just Sigma's one of the higher damage tanks. He especially has those good things of burst damage with his boulder hit and his also just really high quick damage.
Yeah. And it can be very difficult to manage, especially when you have someone like a team comp like Sigma, Junkrat, Bastion. Where do you look? Because no matter where you look, if you focus one, there's damage coming from two other sides. How do you deal with that? That's a big thing that I think William Jewell just didn't manage to figure out. Either splitting their focus or just not being able to handle all the pressure from each side. It just kind of caused them to almost collapse inward, not being able to get that just big push out that they really needed to try to cap first point.
One thing I think I would have liked to see from both teams a little bit more that I think Colorado Mesa also used very well, especially on the last end of the payload, is ults.
Yeah.
I think they were undervaluing the ults and the fact they were using them too situationally. They were saying, okay, I can use my ult now.
Yeah.
I will use my ult now. My ult can get some value. When in reality, to get past one of those stronger chokes and stuff, what you need to do is you need to burn the other team's ults. And then use your ult, because if you have such an ult economy that you can just burn your way through the choke, that's so much stronger. So maybe throw out that May Snow Blizzard for just a moment to trigger a Zen ult or something, and then throw in the 4 other ults of your team to get past the choke.
Right. And the thing is as well, with Overwatch especially, people tend to be very conservative with their ult usage. But Overwatch, if you do enough, you can get ults very quickly, very consistently. It's not a game where, compared to like League of Legends or something, where your ults are on a cooldown instead of just you get it if you play well. So I think a lot of teams have this issue. I know I did when I was playing. It's just, can I get that value out of my ult? Sometimes you just need to throw one out. Maybe it doesn't get value, maybe it does, but you'll get it up so quickly that as long as you're not being stupid about it, generally speaking, an ult, as long as you can apply pressure. Some people do that with Genji ult. Genji ult doesn't do a whole lot nowadays. but you can still get that attention, causing the split, causing a good push.
Yeah, and I think that is good. I think it's also just it's important to stack some of those ults on top
Yeah.
of each other.
We can
I kind of feel like, particularly on Eichenwald here, and that first point, we didn't see a lot of ult combos.
No.
The biggest ult combo we saw was Sigma Bastion.
Bastion ult, yeah.
That was the ult combo. That was the kind of one and only ult combo, and that was from the defensive side.
Yeah.
I would have liked to see some sort of other ult combos from the offensive side, something to force those isolations, to force that ability to get through that choke.
We did see the Grav Death Blossom on attack at the start for
Yes,
CMU,
from
which
Colorado.
was one of the reason why they won the point. But William Jewell did it a lot on Ilios doing ult combos, which I think worked very well, especially for that first point. So maybe the next map will be Flashpoint, if I remember right. We're still waiting for the pick on what it will be. But maybe we'll see a lot of really good ult combinations there. Flashpoint is a very push-heavy map, generally speaking. We'll see how that goes. Very dive-heavy combo, very good to go fast type map.
Yeah. We've seen a lot more of the divey style out of Colorado Mesa.
Yeah.
I almost expect William Jewell to go for a more brawly style, just the ability to sit on point and fight well.
We'll see if it manages. I believe they are on a bio break right now, which is why it's taking so long to pick the next map.
False confirmation on what the map was. Still don't know.
Yeah, I do believe they were on a bio break, which is why it's taking a minute for us to get our next map picked, but it's okay. Doesn't matter. Hopefully, maybe we'll see. Hopefully CMU can continue to keep their momentum going forward into Flashpoint, especially because it is that kind of Flashpoint in general is a lot of just you have one big team fight after another. A lot of that is just how good can you push it.
Yeah, it's a lot of team and team and team sort of thing.
Yeah.
Which I think we've seen a very strong general team play from William Jewell.
We have, yeah.
I if I was Colorado Mesa, I would be worried that this would be the map we'd lose. We're leaving it up to William Jewell's choosing.
Yeah.
William Jewell's going to get a little bit of an advantage just by maybe choosing a map that Colorado Mesa isn't as confident on, but at least choosing a map that William Jewell is very confident on.
Yeah.
And then it's just going to be whether or not you
could push it.
Yeah.
And we did see a lot of really good stuff on the first map of Ilios, where they did get that point from Colorado Mesa.
I think those sort of team fights, which is again why I'm thinking they're kind of going to go for that more brawl stuff. I feel like we're going to see that Orisa again. We're going to see that just frontline, let's take fights.
I think honestly, if they take their Eichenwald attack team and put it onto Flashpoint, that could do really well. I think they could do really well with that group.
And I think it's definitely going to be difficult to count William Jewell out for this match.
Yeah, no, I think it's definitely a good chance that, maybe we'll see a William Jewell map taking it to push, or if we're going to keep doing it.
I think I want to see Luna back on that Orisa. Luna's been getting some good value out of that Orisa. Those spears are so impressive. Spearing the Junkrat tire there, that was crazy.
That was really good.
I want to see Luna back on that Orisa. I want to see some serious value. I also think that Scarce on the Reaper,
that was really good.
Was getting some great value. I think Reaper's a hard person to kind of get through chokes, because if you use your abilities to get through the choke, you isolate yourself.
You have nothing to get out.
And if you just run into the choke without those abilities, you have nothing to get through the choke.
Yeah.
So in these more brawl heavy stuff where the flanking routes are a little bit easier, the ability to go around is a little bit easier, I kind of expect to see Soulcast back on that Reaper, and Soulcast, or not Soulcast, Scarce,
yeah,
getting some serious value out of that Reaper.
I mean, also especially with how the supports are playing on CMU, they're not playing very mobile supports. They're playing Zenyatta and Ana basically this entire game. They've been playing those two.
Zenyatta, Ana,
besides with the occasional Juno. Yeah.
And so I think we've seen.
So that Reaper could be really good in being able to distract the Ana, the Zenyatta, if they manage to, go through the cooldowns first, getting out sleep before going in. But that could be really good at, shutting down CMU, because if they can get those support backlines done, then what are they going to be able to dive with?
Yeah. And I agree. I'm thinking on CMU's side, It'd be interesting to see if they go the ball again.
Mm-hmm.
I think the ball was mostly just because they know that choke was so hard. They just wanted a tank to get over there, have the HP pool in the back line,
being able
and
to
mess with them.
distract.
I think we're more likely to see something like a Diva. We've definitely seen the versatility of Colorado Mesa's tank role.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen Reinhardt, we've seen Diva, we've seen Zarya, we've seen a lot of things. I feel like we're probably going to see either a Diva or a Zarya here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it looks like we finally have a map pick going to Servasa. So, you know, we'll see how that goes. Servasa, I feel like is my preference out of the 2 Flashpoint maps. Or they're 2, I don't know how many there are. Is my preference the Flashpoint maps. I think it is very good for those dive comps. But also Brawl. There's a lot of very long line of sight in Servasa, so it could be really good for that, you know, that Orisa, the Cassidy, the Soldier, those kind of picks, depending.
And Luna on Orisa.
Yeah, there
Perfect.
we go. Scarce still on Mei, which I think could be pretty good as well here, blocking off the supports, keeping in the DPS if they dive in, playing Venture and Pirate and Genji, both very dive.
Winston pickup from Sasquatch. Winston. Living up to the name of Sasquatch, I almost feel like.
Yeah.
I kind of expect somebody who's called Sasquatch to play a Sasquatch-looking character.
Yeah. We'll see how he manages to do on Winston. You know, that could be very good with the Genji, being very annoying to deal with.
Yeah. The early sort of dive-ish nature, this fast mobility is going to let Colorado Mesa get to point first.
Yeah, and that's going to be huge for managing to keep control here. We can see if William Jewell managed to push in or if they're going to get held off by Mesa here. They're going through the side door, which is pretty commonly the route they use. You can see Wolfie on it back in line of sight, keeping out of line fights, and we can see a big one starting. We can see Sasquatch going in. Luna does turn around, but it looks like Juno's going to go out first, getting killed by the Ana. Great pick. We see Larkspur getting trapped in, though, by the Mei wall. That could be it.
Great Mei wall.
He does manage to get out, being kept up by the supports. Great job from them.
Using the ability to get underground there.
We can see Enna goes out, so does Luna, and that will probably be first point for CMU. We can see, oh, poor Scares.
Scares getting bullied here.
Oh, it looks like the Winston gets trapped in, though. So that will...
Scares able to get Pyro Rat. As these people start to come back, Scares does go down. This is likely gonna be a 4v4 fight here for a sec, though, unless William Jewell might try to wait all the way for Scarce to come back.
Scarce does swap onto the Reaper we were talking about earlier, which will hopefully be able to help deal with Monkey as well. You know, Reaper's a big tank destroyer. Fire resting either Wolfie, and we see another fight starting to break out. Moira Ball's going out. Moira's already having to use Faith to get out. Juno does go down early, getting kicked out by Order 16. That could be a really big pick. Juno is a very great support right now, getting that out early. We see Larkspur going in.
Yeah, we can see Enna trying their best with healing orbs, throwing them around. Moira is still also... Moira and Juno are both very high healing.
Order 16 does look very low. They are both very high healing. Yeah. Oh, Scarce does go down here. But Enna also goes down, and so does Soldier, and that will be another fight for CMU. I do believe that first one's going to go to them. I do think they're going to be touch in time. So they need to get... But they are right next to the spawn, so maybe they'll play against them. Sasquatch does get very low. Sasquatch might go down here, but they do manage to get the Juno out.
Too many people there. It's unfortunate. That will delay the next team fight a little bit.
They're still fighting in spawn. They're not really getting to the next point. We'll see if that maybe plays against them in the long run.
Got the switch over to Ramatra.
Oh, and Pyro does go down there. However, they do get Soldier. Larkspur also goes down.
Still going crazy on that Zen. Yeah, they've been great about hitting those Zen shots.
Yeah, we see, you know, maybe fighting in the enemy team spawn wasn't the best idea, but it's okay.
A little bit of an overstay. You gotta give some things a try occasionally.
We still have Order and Sasquatch on point for the fight, though. So we'll see
it looked like, although they're gonna cap it for that first couple of percent, they had to back off because they had no DPS.
Yeah, it looks like
that early fight caused them.
Juno ult going out. Hopefully they'll be able to get Nagati being able to push in on that. We see a good
Larkspur, Excavation.
Yeah, Excavation.
That's been really so strong for Colorado Mesa.
Yeah.
Still, we're kind of down to a 3v3 here.
We do, Pyro does go down by Scarce. Oh, and Scarce does use Death Ball there, but we can get anyone. We see the pin 1v1. So
You can see
doesn't go
Sasquatch not
out.
doing a lot of damage, but that health pool is going to be so
And
strong.
we do see the swap to Echo again. Again, we found a lot of guys on it. Let's see if maybe that also helps this time. Sasquatch going back in and just annoying them. Maybe Scarce will go down here, but Luna does go down. Pyrat does follow soon after.
Takes
though.
out Pyro-Rat.
Again, is a 4v4. We'll see which team does better. Obviously,
Colorado Mesa able to cap the point.
yeah.
William Jewell still got a lot of value around.
Larkspur does take out Zenyatta, but Order 16 does go down. In the process, both teams are down with
And
support
point,
now.
which is almost back.
Yeah.
Got a little bit of congestion here from Larkspur.
We'll see if Larkspur does go down here. I think that point is going to go back to William Jewell.
Fireball is racking up some serious damage on that soldier.
And Soldier ult was used there, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So that will be obviously one ult less for them. CMU is better in terms of ults here. However, and we'll see. Maybe we'll see Nano Monkey.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. Monkey ult is so hard to do any damage. It's
Yeah,
really good for
it's
just
good for
surviving.
annoying.
Yeah, it's a very annoying ult. The fact that suddenly you just can't
and we do see
kill.
the Monkey ult go in. And they managed to push people off. Oh, another Larkspur ult, getting
Excavation.
3 of them.
Just pushing him around with the Winston ult into an excavation.
And
with
it looks
wonder.
it looks like Scarce is going off the map.
Trying to avoid giving that ult charge.
Also, getting wave respawn is pretty huge. But that was great ult combo. Sasquatch gets them separated. He also got a kill with his ult, and then Larkspur cleaning up with that excavation. We can see the Sasquatch and Wolfie saying hi to each other.
Yeah.
Look at them go.
The William Jewell will definitely have the ult advantage in this next
Yeah.
fight. We're gonna come in with 3 ults, maybe 4 if Scarce.
Ooh,
can
Pyrat does
up
get
enough.
very low there, goes down to half HP. Larkspur going in early, but it looks like the team is going to
And
follow up
popping
with
that
it.
early ult.
Yeah.
That beam goes straight through shield. It's so powerful against the little bubble.
Yeah, Ram and Ramatra ult and Moira ult both going down. That is a lot of damage to take out once. Oh, Scare's getting slept as he's trying to chase.
I think that was really good. That's what I wanted to see last
Yeah.
map. That combo usage, that stacking of ults, the impressive nature of
Yeah.
their ulting. We've got to concede.
Yeah,
We've got to give up the points. We've got to give up the space.
and that was just an ult fight at the end of the day. But we see coming into this, both teams are pretty even in terms of ults. Teams are 1-1. If you don't know how platform works, this team is NACE. It's best of 5 versus 3. So both teams are at 1-1 now. Sasquatch going out very early. We'll be giving the salute. Pyrat also goes down here.
Pyrat isolated here.
Possibly.
We got a little bit of
Scares does go
support
down,
from that
yep.
from Larkspur and that Discord orb from.
So we'll see. Maybe both teams are not in a great position to take ult fights right now. However, William Jewell does get it early. Both teams are back basically at its full potential. William Jewell does have one person still running the point, so maybe there's an advantage. And they're going in. The Zarya, Venture getting a lot of poke damage. The Echo
Pyro-Rat.
copies.
And a good time to use that Zen ult,
Yeah.
completely negating Pyro-Rat's value.
And Stinks will get Sasquatch down using Deathbox, and that will be probably that fight for now. Wolfie's backing out. That was
That's everybody.
really good ult.
Yeah, that was great ult trading from
Yeah.
the side of William Jewell. Very responsive. Okay, you ult, I ult,
Yeah.
I ult, you ult. And I think part of what might have helped William Jewell there is the tank swap off of
Yeah.
causes such an ult reset there that it's a little bit difficult to necessarily burn it up, and also there isn't just that giant health pool to distract you.
Scares does go down very early. We do see swapping on to Reaper on CMU. Larkspur getting another huge ult, getting it right as overtime pops. Excavation's been huge in all of our games so far. Pyrat cleans up whatever Larkspur doesn't, and CMU is managing to cap the point as William Jewell hits 99. We'll see if they manage to take the point back or if they're going to keep pushing this and if CMU can hold this point.
The ult economy is definitely a little bit more sided towards William Jewell. You've got 3 ults on the horizon. Sasquatch already throwing out the grab. If they can get the early value, I think this is a good time to reset. Whoa, that is some serious value from the grab well.
Yeah, that was crazy. The Zenyatta getting 2 picks here. Sasquatch finishing off the rest. That's a huge team kill from CMU, managing to hold them off. And it looks like not all of William Jewell got the same wave, so they have to wait even longer for Luna and Zenyatta to respond. Now they're all back, obviously being able to push in, but they really only have one more team fight until CMU gets this point. So we can see.
I think the danger here is William Jewell Colorado Mesa burned their kind of one and only ult. Order 16 now has their ult on the horizon,
Yeah.
but William Jewell was able to maintain all their ults. They kind of accepted that wasn't able to get a lot of value.
And it looks like
going
William
low.
Jewell will manage to touch, however, Zenyatta does go down very early, so it was unable to put her down. Pyrat does follow soon, though.
Without that support, it's going to be really difficult,
Yeah,
even with the
Luna ult
Ramatra.
does get Ana, though,
Luna
however, they
Scared, just the last bastion of hope for them.
yeah, and maybe Fireball can touch, but it looks like not. It looks like CMU will get this
Yeah.
point. But we will say that maybe they'll William will be able to set up better for third point. I thought that's what they were going to do, honestly. Just give up second point completely, go straight to third. It's what they did. We'll
Yeah.
see if they manage to get third point here.
I understand William Jewell going for it.
Yeah.
They had the ult economy. They definitely had the.
They had the advantage.
They also letting anyone get to that match point too. Okay, only one more is
It's
scary.
Yeah.
And I think it was worthwhile to try and
can
avoid
understand
that.
why. Yeah, for sure. Looks like CMU will get onto point early, being able to set up here Pyrat and Larkspur in very good positions. We'll see if Pyrat maybe gets called out here as he's going in very early and very soon.
Both Reapers with Death Blossoms.
We do see Zenyatta ult up for William Jewell, though. I wonder if they're going to try to bait that out first before using Reaper ult. Larkspur taking 1v1 on the Reaper and just back out.
Pyro getting up there to try
Pyro
and
getting
help,
an early
but getting
kill.
isolated instead.
So CMU is going to be down one of their DPS. However, William Jewell is getting held really badly up on that corner there. Fireball going down early due to just Zarya's spam. Zenyatta
Transcendence to get him out of that corner, and then the Reaper.
Ooh,
Death
that's a
Blossom, but not ult.
huge grab.
Yep, grab and excavation.
Excavation is really bad at this game.
Yeah, that grab well excavation combo has been going crazy. Larkspur
her-
on that excavation.
Yeah. And it was a really good Zen ult to be able to push on point, get CMU away. But obviously then they left them very open to anything else, basically. And CMU capitalized on that, got really great ults. Larkspur today has been insane with the excavations. I don't think he's had an ult with under 2 kills yet.
It's been that's definitely been a rarity. Colorado
We can see
Mesa
Pyro did
definitely.
some early damage, having to back out though.
Colorado, it feels very difficult for. Again, I
I'm
think
going early. We see the nano boost from Zarya.
Pyro
getting a
with
huge
ult,
ult.
just preventing
William
them
Jewell
from getting
cannot
on the phone.
touch, and that will be point for Colorado Mesa. So that will be the end of the game. That will mean Colorado Mesa gets 3-0. Sasquatch player of the game. I thought it would have been Lark.
No, it's that ult. It's that
Yeah,
one
there we
Zarya ult
go.
that prevented them
Yep.
from going to point.
That was a great
So much
ult.
value there,
And that was a great
forcing them all the way back and getting the luck on the respawns to
It's a
force
great
them onto the
team
wrong
kill, yep.
respawn wave.
So all 3 points going to Colorado Mesa. Both teams did a great job.
That was a really good performance from William Jewell,
Yeah.
honestly.
They got quite a few maps off of Colorado Mesa by the end of it, which I don't think a lot of teams have managed to do so far. So that's been really impressive.
The point dominance was very.
Yeah.
You get worried for Colorado Mesa on all 3 maps. William Jewell took that sort of early lead. It was just, I think, in the end, Colorado Mesa played the long game.
Yeah.
And the long game's what won them the entire map. Looking on the short terms, William Jewell would often win their fights, and I think it would work extremely well. I think Colorado Mesa just, in the end, barely able to get a little bit more ult value, get a little bit more. Those excavations were
They were great.
excavation initiation.
So that's going to be the end of the stream for today. If you want to catch some of the other Colorado Mesa teams, Valorant will be playing tomorrow, I believe around 4 to 5 p.m.-ish. And then we have Super Smash Bros. On Thursdays. If not, Overwatch streams every Tuesday. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.